London, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson resigned as leader of the Conservative Party on Thursday. He said he will stay on as Prime Minister while the party selects a new leader. Given that the Conservative Party won the last election in a landslide, the country won't necessarily have to head to the polls again. Instead, next week, the small group of Conservative legislators inside Parliament, known as the 1922 Committee, will determine the rules for a new leadership contest that will help select Johnson's replacement from among the 350 or so Conservative lawmakers. Under the United Kingdom's parliamentary system, the winner of that Conservative Party contest will then become the new British Prime Minister. Johnson himself emerged as a clear leader during a similar process in 2019, and already some of his longtime allies and opponents have expressed their interest in vying for the country's top political job. Here are some of those who could, based on popularity, experience or expressions of interest, compete to become the next British Prime Minister in the weeks and months to come. Since 2020, Sunak served as Chancellor of the Exchequer, Britain's second most senior political office, overseeing the trade. A former investment banker, he was first elected as a lawmaker in 2015. His popularity with the British public as a top cabinet member soared during the coronavirus pandemic, as his Treasury department announced a series of policies that provided many citizens with financial support. He soon became a favorite to replace Johnson, but a controversy over his wealthy wife's tax affairs and a criminal fine for breaching lockdown rules dented his reputation as a competent operator. A former Treasury chief and, until recently, the country's health secretary, Javid's resignation Tuesday night also helped precipitate the cabinet rebellion that led to Johnson's own resignation as Conservative leader. A trader at investment banks Chase Manhattan and Deutsche Bank, he was elected to Parliament back in 2010. In 2019, after previous Prime Minister Theresa May announced her own resignation in the midst of a painful, long-running legislative saga over Brexit, Javid competed with, then subsequently endorsed, Johnson for the Conservative leadership. As his finance minister he clashed with Johnson over the ability to choose his own advisors and stepped down. He then returned to a government role after another ministerial scandal in 2021. This week he criticized Johnson's leadership very publicly in Parliament, during a speech many consider the obvious starting gun on a new leadership bid.